Okay, but how does Tommy live that?
I don't know, bro. I don't know how he got shot in the fucking head and lived. I don't know. I do think there's a pacing issue in this game. I agree. I agree. Maybe pacing isn't the right word. Maybe
and Lev all stay alive at the end. Most media kills off any LGBTQ
sequencing,
character,
ordering, structuring. I don't hate the ending, actually. I actually don't hate the ending. I don't think they landed it clean. I don't think it was a clean landing. I agree with Daph. I think they should have I think they should maybe have just made you play as Abby first. In chronological, they do. No, I think chronological, they make you do day 1, day 1, day 2, day 2, day 3, day 3. Like, it's so hard to properly structure it because, like, I don't think playing as Abby first is a bad idea, but then, like, if they jump right from Joel's death, because the problem is the whole, like, Seattle thing takes place, like, months after the fact. So, like, if you go right from that to playing as, maybe the order is fine. Someone hated this game so much they developed an actual heart condition. I don't
with this franchise.
hate the ending. I really don't hate the ending. A lot of people say they don't like the ending of this game. I really don't hate the ending. They say that because they want to see Abby dead. Yeah, but then, like, what does that do? Like, genuinely, what does that do? Gives a meaning to the story? I mean, there is... Okay, guys, you know stories and plot lines can have meaning without, like... How do I explain that? There is a point! There is a point! Daffy, you said that joke 5 times already. You've run the course dry. You've run it dry. You can't spear on cooldown with that joke. You're on cooldown.
Suddenly,
I called you effect center, which was wrong because I was thinking and picked a side, actually. Okay? I think people that hate on the ending are too emotionally caught up in Joel, and they think Joel is their IRL father. Thoughts? Okay, honest to God, I think that leak fucked this game. I think there's no chance this game was going to be perceived in a positive light because of that leak. That shit probably... I think it actually completely fucked this game. What was the leak? I think, like, everything. I think they leaked, like... Okay, I remember when the leak happened, but I didn't give a fuck about The Last of Us. So I didn't read that shit. But I saw people talking about it, and from what I understand, it, like, the entire game literally got leaked. But specifically, yes, Joel dying. Okay, but, like, the thing is... What are people exactly mad about? What is the problem that people have with the game itself? Is it Daddy Joel dead? Flat character writing and really bad pacing issues? This is for me, but everyone else probably hates Joel dying. I think the biggest issue with the game is probably sequencing / pacing in a way. Yes, I agree. He killed my dad, baby rage.
From a narrative perspective is that it's very shallow. A cycle of violence theme that's very overdone in media, and it's hammered over your head to an insane degree.
Okay, but I think it's more than that. I think it's more than cycle of violence, bro. It's more than that. I feel like it's more about, like, honestly, I don't even think like a cycle of violence is that even much. Maybe with Abby, but like, because Abby doesn't kill Ellie, but with Ellie, I feel like it's more about like
wanting satisfaction. But
I feel like it's more about moving on past trauma, like being able to let go of those that you care about, and like not sticking it
for her actions in the end, but her dying would have been
to the past. It's not about, oh, like people say, oh, violence, cycle of violence, the violence repeats itself, but I don't think it's that simple, bro. I kind of like batted out about it, but like when they show her with like her fingers and not being able to play guitar, like not only does she lose her, like she loses her connection with Joel, which was the guitar that he taught her to play. It's like, I don't think it's as easy as, oh, cycle of violence, cycle of violence.
Part 1 and 2.
Dunkey made a video on this game and it wasn't that bad and it pissed a fuck ton of gamers off. Should I tap in? I'm also gonna have to go back and check out this heavyweight bout between Twitch chatter and 39 Daff after I watch this video. I'm gonna have to make sure I tap into that after this is done. Because I saw them going back and forth, but I didn't really read it because the chat was there. People, you know. All right, here we go. Let's see what happened here.
Thanks, loves.
All right. That's not. Wait. I have a question. People were upset with Ellie not going through with her revenge. Thoughts on Nico Bellic not going through with his revenge being the good ending? I don't even know what that means. I need context hat. Is this a spoiler? I don't even know what this is. What game is this? GTA 4? Oh, okay. That's not why people are upset. Why are people upset then? Go ahead. It's a poorly written story with an underwhelming ending that leaves the player unsatisfied. Yeah, you can't explain. Thought so, bitch. Making the player kill waves of enemies for the sake of progressing the story, then having the ending of the story resolve around the horror of your slaughter without reason is like making someone who watched the movie feel bad about wasting 2 hours of their life in a dark theater. Okay, I'll be honest. I'm not sure what that means. Let me read this again. Making the player kill waves of enemies for the sake of progressing the story, then having the ending of the story revolve around the horror of your slaughter without reason is like making someone who watched the movie feel bad about wasting 2 hours of their life in a dark theater. I don't really get what that means. I simply dislike. And wait, what came first here? Oh wait, no, I'm going out of order. I'm going way out of order. I'm looking at the timestamp wrong. Wait, that's saying a lot of nothing with no specific elaboration. How it's poorly written plus underwhelming. You were using empty adjectives without specific examples. Bum. Okay, and then he drops this. Then Daft says, so making players kill hundreds of no-name enemies is what takes you out of the immersion. That's a gameplay criticism, not writing. Simply because I dislike the writing, it doesn't make your own personal feeling toward the ending any less valid. You can enjoy it. I don't. Girl, I literally asked you to explain. I'd gaff about your opinion if you can back it up, but you can't articulate a good reason and get defensive when I ask for a good argument. You are I gave my reason to back that up, but you seem to enjoy this ending and are taking my own personal dislike towards it as a personal offense. I think it's a poorly written game. You don't. That's it. I don't enjoy the ending. Oh. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think your articulation plus critical thinking level is high enough to converse with me about this. Don't talk to me. All right. Wait, did they get back into it? Wait, so then he hits the again? Wait. So she says, I had a chatter who said he didn't like the politics Neil put in his game. I asked, oh, Neil did put politics in his game. What was it? And the guy said it was the trans guy. I was like, that's not what Neil explicitly said about Israel versus Palestine. Also, do you remember? Wait, time out. I keep seeing so many fucking people talk about Israel and Palestine and Zionism with this fucking game. What did Neil Druckmann say about... What did this motherfucker say about Israel? You really want to open this can of worms? Not really. Not really, honestly.
If you genuinely care, look up the article The Not So Hidden Israeli Politics of The Last of Us Part 2.
Druckmann wants to frame Israel-Palestine as a cycle of violence. Okay, wait, hold on. Wait, so, okay. Remember, okay, that. And then Daft said again, or this guy said, again, the loudest minority are not representative of the whole game. What? The capital G anti-woke gamers are not the entire representation of those who simply don't enjoy this game's writing to be lumped in with this loud minorities to completely disregard the other opinions? I think you might not realize how stupid you are because nowhere did I correlate the two. I'm talking about something completely different and you lumped yourself in. If you haven't been paying attention, this is what most of chat is saying makes up the reason why people don't like the game. You need to log off, man. The fuck are you on about? You're arguing a straw man. I don't know what a straw... Bro tried to figure out what that was and ended up looking at pictures of scarecrows. I know it. Wait, it would be so... Tell me his fucking banner is not the fucking another $20 trillion to Israel fucking picked out. That would make this whole thing wrap up so nicely in a bow. Say it ain't so. Can you look at a full banner image? Oh my god, it literally is. I see it right there. Oh my fucking god. This is... I mean, you couldn't have wrote this better. You couldn't have wrote this better. I see it. It's right there.
Smart. Super stare.
I can see why you don't play narrative story games. Why is that, Daph? Your chat is rancid? Hey, listen, man. I think people should be free to express how they feel about the games I play. I think that's part of the fun. I'll say it. That's part of the fun. Why is discussion around this game so charged? Bro, that's what I was saying. I think it's quite interesting that this game has this much, you know. Alright, what does Dunkey have to say? Hold on. Let's close these two. Nice heavyweight bout, you two. We'll see you again for the next game. For The Last of Us 3.
Jaws 2, Garfield. All good things come in twos. Jaws 2, Garfield 2, Neck 2. So obviously Last of Us 2 was destined to be a masterpiece until the plot got leaked. Then the
goodwill cause they didn't kill the witness. It undermines a great story about the emptiness of revenge and putting someone thought the same trauma into killing and torture is bad. What I love the direction of the game, I don't like the execution.
We let you live, but you wasted it. Remember, I have a problem with Salt Lake group comes when they love right in front of the allies because they didn't kill a witness. No, I think through Abby's lens, you can have that argument about cycle of violence. Okay, I think through Ellie's lens, it's different because Abby already did it, bro. She fucking went through the motions. She already did it. I think if you look at it through Ellie's POV, it's not that fucking cut and dry. That's what I said.
The internet decided that this game was no good.
These spoilers basically show you that the game is not worth buying.
This game is shaping up to be a complete dumpster fire, dude. Like, people are canceling their pre-orders left and right.
I won't be buying.
Do CS surf streamers or YouTubers still exist, by the way? Are those things still around?
Last of Us 2.
You have betrayed the fan base.
I don't even want to fucking play it anymore.
And it's quite fitting that both Halo 5 is dog shit, and so is Last of Us 2.
It doesn't fucking matter if the game is out or not. The story is still dog shit.
And this is why you have to actually play a video game before you start talking all that shit. Of course, these guys are small potatoes. Now me, I'm the dude off of Ratatouille. You can get past these guys, but the only way to get past me is to put Donkey Kong in the game. What sucks about always putting out great stuff...
Okay, I'll say this though, Donkey's a big Nintendo. I have to drop that one. If Nintendo releases a game, he's all over it. Unless it's Pokemon, but like that doesn't count.
Is that people come to expect the impossible from you. The original Last of Us was a very good game, and one that has been very influential on this generation of story-driven games. However, compared to this game, it is like a dog's chew toy. Uncharted 4 took Last of Us and slam dunked it into the fucking garbage can. Bigger, more interesting story with better acting performances, better combat, music, puzzles, Crash Bandicoot, and all of these different types of traversal. So how do you top Uncharted 4? Well, you don't. In that game, you get a grapple hook. In Last of Us Part 2, you open 150 filing cabinets. Uncharted is mysterious and exciting with a knockout ending. Last of Us is gross and horrific. It is a barrage of violence and screaming and cruelty. But it's also pretty damn fun. Naughty Dog continues to build upon their hide-and-seek style of combat. You can now crawl through grass, set traps, trick zombies into attacking your enemies, and headshot people with your silenced pistol.
That shit's fucking violent.
This isn't Metal Gear 5 levels of flexibility, but it's a far more game-like game than the original. Levels are massive with tons of branching paths. Some of the encounters in this game are so sprawling and complicated that they
Bro, that fucking sound, by the way. Actually, it's gonna be in my dreams when you hear that. I'm gonna lay him in bed.
In 20 different ways. Eventually, though, you are going to get caught. Enemies can spot you pretty easily, and that's when you gotta throw a Molotov at somebody and run for cover. The less people searching for you, the easier it is to slip back into hiding. This is why I would often shoot everybody looking for me. The combat is fucking brutal. When you stab somebody, blood squirts out of their neck. A shotgun will just destroy someone's entire body. You have a bow and arrow that shoots dynamite. Enemies cry out for their fallen comrades and beg for their lives. It's all the grotesque gore that people desire from this type of game taken to such a degree where you go,
oh my god.
Jesus Christ. In a stroke of absolute genius, they have taken inspiration from the classic game of Rogue Warrior. When Ellie kills somebody, she'll sometimes call them a swear word.
Dick. Sleepy time, you fucking motherfucker.
It can't live up to its mind-blowing E3 trailer, but this is easily one of the best-looking games out there. The story is heavily reliant on actors and animators alike to bring these characters to life, and they do some incredible work. We've seen all sorts of US cities in video games: New York, Boston, San Francisco, New York, Hong Kong, Chicago, Los Angeles. Even New York is in some games, but it's cool to see a place I'm actually familiar with realized in a game of this caliber. Seattle. Scrambled. Hey, what the fuck? That's supposed to be Cheesecake Factory. This game is ruined. Blizzards and thunderstorms heighten the tension. Sunlight peers through windows of abandoned storefronts. Trees and currents tear through the city and reinforce imagery of life and beauty slowly rising out of this world of darkness. People aren't mad about graphics or gameplay, though. They're mad about the story. So what do I think about this story?
Here we go.
You want to know what I think? It's a pretty good story. I haven't been this engaged by a video game story since Red Dead 2 and God of War. There are some bold twists in here, but they're all in service of a story that is still very faithful to the spirit of the original. This is a lengthy game that takes its time setting the stage and getting you invested in its characters, and then they all start killing each other.
Spoiler alert!
Turns out we got bamboozled. You don't play as the giraffe. Instead, you play as a girl called Abby, and she kills Joel with a golf club. How are you gonna kill off the main guy? That's everybody's favorite guy. Honestly, I think Ellie should track down this Abby character and kill her, see how she likes it. Now that would be a good storyline. The truth is, I don't know why people are mad at this game, because they don't know why they're mad. Fans are obviously very attached to Joel as a character, and that's why killing him off is such a powerful way to ignite a revenge story. I don't know anything about this Abby person, but you fucking killed Joel with golf of all sports?
No way.
I am coming to shoot this big dumb muscle bitch. And that's exactly what Ellie does. Like Uncharted, Last of Us 2 uses dual narratives to draw parallels and comparisons between its characters, though instead of laying them on top of each other, they're intersecting. Ellie's story is Uncharted 4 and Abby's story is Last of Us 1. Just like Nathan Drake's obsessive pursuit of treasure, Ellie's suicidal revenge mission puts her friends' lives in constant danger, and yet she keeps taking it further. Then, halfway through the game, everything resets. The clock turns back 3 days, and now you play as the villain, Abby, who is a hardened killer that starts to reconnect with her lost humanity.
I can explain exactly why I'm mad, though. Okay, we finish this video. You type out your essay, I'll read it. Go.
The innocence of her child companion. Sound like anybody you know? It's obvious they are going to try and humanize and develop all of these characters now looking from the other side, and at first, you reject them. You go, fuck these guys, I don't care about them. They killed Joel with golf, except for the dog, I like him. But as you keep playing, eventually you find yourself getting wrapped up in their drama. The moment where they really got me was this sniper fight. This battle goes on for so long that you really come to hate the fucking sniper guy. But by the time you reach him, you realize, wait a minute, no, I really like that guy. Ellie's side of the story is very focused and simple. Abby's side is messy and complicated with a bunch of new characters running around doing crazy shit in the middle of a war zone. It's very entertaining trying to connect the dots between both sides of the story, and I imagine there's a lot of details you won't even catch until you go back and play through it again. A character you've already encountered as Ellie will show up in the back half of the game and you'll go, hey, I remember that guy. Characters will do things you won't agree with, and you'll have to turn your brain on and attempt to empathize with them. In the world of Last of Us Part 2, one hateful act begets another, but a selfless act can also be contagious. The story is not as airtight as Joel and Ellie's journey across the United States, but conceptually, this sequel is far more creative. So I give this game a 4 out of 5. Shut the fuck up, Leafy.
Watch the other one? That one's really long, though. It's like an 18-minute video. Well, I don't think it's... I like the game. I like the game. I do. And I would say... I don't have... I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't have a problem with the ending. I think the ending is fine. And I think I understand why some people, like... If you had such a strong attachment to Joel as a character, to the point where you're just like, all right, fuck Abby, then like, okay, I guess I can see why you don't like the game. But like at that point, I feel like you don't actually want a better story. You just want to see like your guy win, I guess. You know what I mean? You just want to see your guy win. You wanted a literal Last of Us 2, it's the same story rehashed? Yeah, kinda, basically. You're biased at this point? Who, me? I'm biased? Why am I biased? I'm scared to post my opinion at this point. You shouldn't be scared. Nobody's in trouble here. But I do agree that Abby gets her own story and Ellie just shows up with a lack of development until the very end. I had an attachment to Joel in the beginning, but then as the story went on, it was just meh after I found out how and when Ellie learned the truth of the Fireflies. But is that not kind of on purpose? Like, don't they, call me crazy, but don't they want to show Ellie in a negative light to add more of this conversation around Abby? Like, I don't think that's accidental, bro. Abby is not a good person. I mean, sorry. I mean, well, she's not, but that's not who I meant to say. Ellie is not a good person. Joel was not a good person. So, you know. Short video that goes over the Zionism stuff. 1 hour, 41 minutes, y'all pass.
Also, once you see the porch scene, it should recontextualize Ellie's whole journey.
Yeah. The other donkey vid is so good. Oh, is it now?
A lot of people fail to realize average gamers are fucking idiots with no critical thinking skills who couldn't tell you what either Last of
The
Us
year
game was
is
really about.
2001, and gamers
I'll watch
are
till I get bored.
angry. One of their favorite franchises has swerved in a new artistic direction. The problem with the game is very clear. The graphics are terrible. The graphics are so bad, in fact, that they completely ruin the game. This game was The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Thankfully, gamers were never wrong again. Today, I'm going to be discussing The Last of Us 2 with some of the greatest minds of the YouTube comments section. For the safety of the viewers, I feel I need to warn
Last of Us 2 gets spoiled, Red Dead 2 gets spoiled. I spoiled one of the major plot points for Doom.
you guys that
Red
I'm
Dead 2,
sorting
nice
comments
news.
by news, so please be careful watching this. Now, when I reviewed Last of Us 2, I rattled the monkey cage pretty good. This is my most disliked video ever, which is a little weird to me. I've been talking shit.
Don't spoil Red Dead 2 for yourself, please. Brother, I don't even know if I want to play it, man. I didn't even play Red Dead 1. Trust me, you will at some point. What is that, a threat? What is that, a promise? The Red Dead 2 spoiler doesn't matter at all? Oh, on God?
Shit on beloved games for years, and people have been getting pissed off at me.
Okay, you can't. Okay, hold on.
I've been talking shit on beloved games.
Beloved games and shows fucking Assassin's Creed? Come on now.
For years, and people have been getting pissed off at me for years, but it wasn't until I actually liked the game that people really started freaking out. I Am Monkey God, along with 300 other people, calls me a sellout. What is my response? Well, Monkey God, I love you, but you are one stupid motherfucker. First things first, you need to realize who you are talking to. It's me, baby. Video Game Dunkey. Remember the guy who self-destructed his sponsorship with Microsoft when I couldn't even pay my rent? If I was a sellout, you know what I would do? I would read the room, go, oh look, everyone hates this game, and pander to fucking idiots. I am not here to regurgitate your opinion.
I'm sorry, did that say the quartering?
And pander to fucking idiots. I am not here to regurgitate your opinion. I am here to make the videos I want to make, even if it pisses off some baboon brain, dumbass little bitch like you. Our next comment is from Jerome's. He says, you're stupid. Now, Jerome's makes an excellent point here. I am kind of stupid when you think about it. Although he did put the wrong "your." I don't even understand what this person is trying to even type. I don't know. Oh, the reason people dislike the story is because Joel wouldn't be so stupid to tell a random armed posse is suspiciously chilling outside of their stronghold his name and what he's doing. Okay, so here is someone making an argument instead of whining like a little baby. I've seen a lot of people share this sentiment that it's completely out of character for Joel to die how he does, which is kind of funny to me, because to me the most jarring, most bizarre part of this game was where Joel busts in with a guitar and starts playing a song and singing. This is not what Joel does. He doesn't do this. Now the Joel I know just kind of stands around and grunts, and when he goes somewhere new he goes, man, this place smells like a goddamn Cheeto factory. And then he sees a dude limping along asking for help. He goes, that guy ain't even hurt. Joel fucking sees Tommy. He goes, hell, that ain't even the real Tommy. The truth is, that's the Joel from the beginning of the original game. When we first played as him, he was an empty husk of a person that is just going through the motions, and over the duration of the first game, we gradually see him transform back into an actual human being with a newfound sense of purpose. The Joel we see in Last of Us 2, no longer is it his gut reaction to run everybody over in a truck because he traded his truck for a horse, and in the end, it's some dumb, incidental slip-up that gets him killed.
Well, technically, Joel does say his name to everyone, but when they met Abby, Tommy was the one who said, I'm Tommy, this is my brother Joel. Just saying.
Christopher says, this story was terrible. Now, Christopher makes an
So
excellent
it's Tommy's
point here,
fault.
but I actually disagree. Monster Hunter World, Doom Eternal, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Devil May Cry 5, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Gears of War 5, Pokemon Sword, Far Cry 5, Wolfenstein 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn. I've played all of these games, and some of them are actually good games. But now I am going to recount everything I remember about the story to these games. In Doom, you go to hell. I can tell you characters from these games, like the funny Yoda and the talking chicken, but I can't actually recall specific story beats. You know, these stories, they left such little impact on me. Now, Last of Us 2, I can tell you what happened in that game. Some crazy ass shit. So let's just start here. Last of Us 2 is a good story because it's memorable and dramatic. It's not an untouchable masterpiece. It's not perfect.
I feel that's a donkey
it's
issue.
Just a good, entertaining story.
Could be.
I went into this game already knowing that Joel would die, and yet when it happened, I was still absolutely floored. This is such a brutal, horrific scene, and really it's Ashley Johnson's performance as Ellie that sells it. They are killing off our favorite guy from Last of Us. This is the appropriate reaction. Compare this to Final Fantasy VII Remake, where Jessie dies. Now, I don't give a shit about Jessie. She is a two-dimensional, super annoying character, but what's really messed up is that Cloud doesn't care either. Right as she is about to die, he goes, "You owe me a pizza." When Jessie dies, I go, okay, whatever. When
Okay, that looks... Okay, that's not the full context, man. It's... Oh, man.
When Joel gets killed off, I am sitting here like, holy shit. I am emotionally affected by this, and now the rules are off the table. Anything can happen from here on out. I love when a story can actually surprise me and veer into unknown territory. I am so burnt out on formulaic bullshit stories, so when something crazy happens in a video game, I am here going, hell yeah. Now Ellie has to go to outer space to fight aliens or some shit. Man, this is the first time I've disagreed with Dunkey. Wow, this game sucks. But also, I've never played this game before or the first one. Here's a comment from Hideo Kojima.
Hideo Kojima!
Don't listen to him, y'all. He didn't like, Kojima, get out of here. You don't make this game. Dunkey is an idiot. Too popular and has lost any sort of credibility when it comes to reviews. People don't know why they hate it, except countless 4-hour reviews breaking down everything that makes the game bad with far better reasoning than anything in this video. Now, this comment is actually a masterpiece. He's mad that I said people don't know why they're mad. But at the same time, he still doesn't understand why he's mad. He references some mystery 4-hour video. He doesn't know what the video is called, and he can't name a single point from the video. What the fuck? There are smart, level-headed people with functioning brains who don't like The Last of Us 2 for valid reasons. And this is not one of them. I'll tell you why we're mad, Dunkey. Thank you, Big Boss. Here we go.
Big Boss!
The world of Last of Us is not advanced in the slightest. Nothing happens. It's nothing more than a revenge narrative, and it feels lazy, like it could happen to anyone in Last of Us Part 2. But Last of Us Part 1, that story was Ellie and Joel to experience. And given all of this, and Cuckman's reputation for being a male feminist, the fact that Abby kills Joel when she is strongly implied to a transgender, it feels like
I'm sorry.
was pushing an agenda.
I'm sorry.
Big Boss, I just want to thank you for finally making me understand why people hate this game so much. Tiger Sushi asks, what was more creative about this game than Part 1? I had the opposite feeling, that it was very one-note compared to the original. Well, Tiger Sushi, to me, the original game is Zombie Up. Am I wrong? Dude loses his loved one, then he gets old and grumpy, then he meets a twerpy little kid, and the old guy's like, damn, this kid is annoying. Then they go on an adventure, and eventually the old guy goes, hey, this kid ain't so bad after all. Last of Us 2 does not remind me of any Pixar movies. I can't name a single video game where you stop halfway and play as the villain for the rest of the game. To me, that was a really creative move. The first game is more predictable, but has more consistent characters. Second game is like a roller coaster thrill ride with characters that are borderline schizophrenic. Now here's a genius guy. Zero mention of all the SJW trash pushed on us. People love the first game because it's not political in any way at all. Now stay with me, it gets better. Did the first game mention anyone's sexual...
Say no.
No. Now stay with me, it gets better. Did the first game mention anyone's sexual orientation at all, apart from the trash DLC? The answer is no. How you guys don't see that is beyond me. What's great about these comments is that this is a man who is so convinced that he is correct, but turns out is 100% factually incorrect.
Yeah, Bill
from the original game was gay. The game points out several times that Bill is gay. Doc Holliday, you are a bonobo ape. Ed Dobbs says, Fallout 76 was a better experience than Last of Us Part 2. Last of Us haters, this guy is on your side. So if you want to come over to my side now, no one will judge you. People can have different opinions, and I respect yours. Wait, what the fuck? Is this still YouTube comments? But killing off the best character in the game and then making you play as the scumbag who killed him for 20 hours is terrible game design.
Wrong.
This is a loaded comment. The relationship between Joel and Ellie defined the original game, just as its absence defines the sequel. You do still have some parts with Joel, like the museum sequence, which is one of my favorite parts of the whole game, but yeah, this is a sad game, and you really do come to miss that character dynamic. Then there's Abby. The biggest trick of this game was to make Abby work as a character. How do you humanize her without hamming it up and turning her into a hero? Oh look, it's Abby's dad. What a great guy. He saves zebras. Also, he's gonna cut a little kid's brain out.
I won't let you take her.
Never mind, Joel shot her dad, and that's why she's evil now. But she's not evil because she loves Owen, but she doesn't give a fuck about Owen. She just wants to kill Joel. But look, she pets a doggy until she throws his ball.
I did that! I did that!
There are sympathetic things about her and horrible, repugnant things about her, and you just kind of sit on this moral teeter-totter. You fight this fucker zombie monster in the basement. You walk on a balancing beam between skyscrapers. You battle through this nightmare inferno.
Okay, how the fuck was this guy even real, by the way? I can't get over this motherfucker.
You end up going through so much stuff as Abby just to save these kids that eventually I went, damn.
After all we've been through. Everything that I've done. It can't be for nothing.
I'm Tommy from The Last of Us 2. I get shot in the temple by a magic bullet that performs surgery on me off screen. Does he really get shot in the head?
Come on, bro!
Okay, I can explain this. Tommy is actually a character from Call of Duty Black Ops 4, where it takes 4 headshots to kill someone. Last of Us 2 is a game that takes itself super seriously.
That makes sense.
So when it makes goofy mistakes, they stick out like a sore thumb. The main thing that bothers me is how characters can now teleport. In the original game, it is a major pain in the ass to get anywhere. I mean, that was the whole plot of the game. And this one, right off the bat, Abby and her friends traveled 900 miles through a zombie apocalypse to investigate a rumor of a guy that might be somewhere. Then Ellie teleports to Seattle, then she teleports to Wyoming, then she teleports to California. The story is designed to be this horrific train wreck, but it does lean on contrivance a little too hard. This makes me wonder if you played the first game. Whether or not you did, you still seem retarded. He misspelled retarded. The classic move. This game is just revenge bad, hammered over and over again. I really don't think this game or the original are about trying to hammer home some profound message. The fun of these games to me is trying to unravel and figure out these characters, and I feel like a lot of the best characterization in this game went completely unnoticed. When you're playing as Ellie, you have all of these flashbacks to Joel where we find out the Firefly incident is driving a wedge between them. Ellie starts drifting away from Joel more and more until she finds out what really happened and cuts ties with him entirely. So when Joel gets killed, it dawns on Ellie that she wasted those few remaining years she had left with Joel, ignoring and resenting him. Guilt. This is what drives Ellie's revenge story. Later at the farm, Tommy comes to visit Ellie. He is just this broken man, physically and mentally.
He's alive
his brother's
somehow.
Death weighing so heavily over him. He knows Ellie still wants revenge, and he desperately tries to guilt her into pursuing Abby again because he can't. This is such a sickening, disturbing, and powerful scene, acted and written to perfection. I do think Last of Us 2 is largely a condemnation of violence, but not in a cheesy, one-dimensional way. The game wants you to feel bad for what you've done, but it also wants to piss you off. It wants to fill you with hate and says, here
Okay,
you go.
I don't think I ever said this, by the way, but I feel like you have to be... I feel like you almost have to be, like, Team Abby at the end, no? Like, am I crazy? Depends on your perspective? Yeah, like, you definitely don't hate her anymore. Well, maybe some people do. I don't know. Like... It's just so... Like, Ellie's just so stupid. Ellie's just such a... I hate Ellie. I hate Ellie. She's just so dumb. Ellie's so dumb. Ellie's so fucking dumb. Bro. Ellie's like 13? No, brother. She's like 14 in the first game. And then this game, she's like, what, 18, 19? Because it like takes place over like months and months. She's like somewhere like 18, 19.
Some heads.
You're actually rage baiting? Brother, There were so many times I watched this game, I'm like, Ellie, what the fuck are you doing? Like, she gets rage baited too easily. It is what it is, bro.
Unfortunately, there are many people that fail it.
She just does.
Oh, dude, shoot these dickheads that killed Joel with a dynamite arrow. The Last of Us 2 is support the homosexual. That's why I'm not playing it. So if anyone wants to jump over to my side, you cannot make the player feel guilt for their actions if they didn't have the ability to choose something other than violence.
Okay, that's just dumb.
This is true. It's against the gamer rules to do
that's
this.
just
like how you can't be sad when Arthur Morgan dies because you didn't choose that. I don't disagree that you can make the player feel a more pronounced sense of guilt when it was a decision that they made. Yoga Jake talks about this a lot in his recent video, but I also think this dichotomy between the player and the character is one of the most interesting parts of this game. There are tons of games where the main character is just a vessel for the player, but here they have their own volition. When we start as Ellie, I am right there with her going, hell yeah, they killed Joel. Let's get these sons of bitches, and I shoot tons of people, and it's fun because shooting video games are fun. And as it goes, her mission gets more and more depraved until she becomes the villain of the story.
Yes,
it's a game
bro.
where the more you win, the worse things get, and I can understand why that would cause a disconnect, but I thought it was brilliant. I did feel bad for some of the things I did in this game, even if I was just following orders. This is what I love about Dunkey. Even though the game does not have Donkey Kong, he still gave it a 4 out of 5. Truly an unbiased game critic. Thank you, Sig. I do try to be as fair as I can, even to these smaller budget games where they can't afford to bring in Donkey Kong. My whole issue is the ending, which just throws away the point of the whole game. Literally,
let's get some ending
discussion with revenge as an intent, but just because she got a little kid, she gets to live to play golf another day. I'll leave wherever you want.
Play golf.
Wanna go there? You wanna go there? The ending to this game is probably the most controversial part of it, which is saying a lot. Ellie sacrificed so much to get to this moment and kill so many people, only to change her mind at the last second. Kinda like that one dude did in that PS3 game. I think it was called The Last Donut. Now when this happened, I went, what the fuck? I felt robbed. Even though I no longer wanted to kill Abby, it seemed like that was the inevitable conclusion to this story. If Naughty Dog really wanted to nail home this message of hate spawning hate, Ellie would kill Abby. Thematically, that is the more appropriate ending. However, I like the real ending more. This is a depressing game released in a miserable year. Can we not just have one optimistic little blip? Lev saves Abby, who spares Ellie, who ultimately saves both of their lives. Ellie remembers her final conversation with Joel was a good one and says fuck it. Why she spares Abby is left so extremely ambiguous it could be interpreted forever. But I think these guys hit the nail on the head. Pearl Jam is the key to all of this. At the start of the game, me and Ellie were synced up. We wanted the same thing, but then she starts drifting away from Joel, from Dina, and the player. She becomes this unrecognizable monster who has lost so much of her own identity that killing Abby no longer
Yeah, bro, that's
means
what I said at this part. I'm like, dude, I was so pissed. I'm like, why the fuck is Ellie even doing this? Like, I feel like at that point, you have to be pissed off. You're like, just wrap it up, bro. Like, Ellie, you have to wrap it the fuck up. Like I said, she went 0 for 2. She went 0 for 2. Wait, Anime, you have to say it, by the way. You have to drop this one. Strong opinion about the Ellie Abby situation, but it's really clear. No, you have to go for it, bro. First of all, why do you care, Anime? You're not like you've been ever one to care about what people in chat say.
It's anything. I like what this guy says, too. When Ellie goes...
No. Take him.
She's not talking about Liv. When she returns home, Ellie can no longer play Joel's guitar, which helped her keep his memory alive. You could see this as a cruel twist of fate, but now that those memories can fade away, Ellie can move on and hopefully live the life Joel would have wanted for her.
It's way too long and chat's not ready for an actual discussion about survivor's guilt. Survivor's guilt, huh? So you're rage baiting. So you're rage baiting is what you're saying? You're gonna drop the, no, I don't think I will.
Ladies and gentlemen, Obi Kenobi from Star Trek. He says, I love how Dunkey showed us the metric score to attempt to prove a point. Show us the user scores too. So Obi-Wan's getting a little bit senile in his old age, but just for you, Obi-Wan, I am now going to read some Metacritic user reviews. Here we go. Just no, not worth playing, not fun, not groundbreaking, not interesting or exciting. Naughty Dog's Downfall. One of the most meh games I ever played, written by a soy boy that ruined Naughty Dog as a company. No more likable characters because of reasons you can view in other comments. This is an incredible masterpiece, a must to play. The baddest game in history. This game must be the game that can enter the list of games I don't like. Trash agenda. This could be a great game, but Anita had to add Polico Gina agenda. I gotta play a story-based game with a shit story that it's my fault because I'm a homophobe?
What?
Seriously, Days Gone did a way better job than this. Shit. I guess Obi-Wan was right. But now, just to be safe, let's look at the reviews for a good game, like Days Gone. The story is very emotional and smart. Deep story with awesome graphics. This game, it's a masterpiece storytelling. The story and characters are top-notch, and at times I even felt emotion. Storytelling is so good that I thought I was dreaming. Good storyline, not like shitty The Last of Us 2. Deep storyline with white, straight protagonists. Damn. Well, it looks like the people have spoken. Last of Us 2 is a terrible 3 out of 10 story. Meanwhile, Days Gone is an 8 out of 10 masterpiece of storytelling. Now, Paulie, play the clip of Days Gone.
Oh, wait a second. Here, you can have this one back. But only if you promise to ride me as much as you ride your bike.
Huh?
The story is the best ever.
Wait, so does she top him? That might be peak. Hold on. Are you fucking stupid? No, are you stupid, bro? She said... Let's fucking listen to it again.
Promise to ride me as much.
He's riding her, bro. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. All right. And now here we are at the end of the road. Here we are at the end of the road. Final thoughts plus rating. Like a 6 or a 7? No. Like a 7.5. It had me. It had me gripped. I feel like a 7.5.
Smart.
I'm surprised you liked it. Yeah, I liked it. How does it compare to Last of Us 1? It's better than Last of Us 1. I think. Let me think about that, actually. I mean, gameplay-wise, it's way better. Yeah, I mean, I literally fucking stopped playing The Last of Us the first time I played it because I was like, this shit is so boring. The making of, huh? Play early versions of levels that were cut during the original development? Concept art behind the scenes? Yeah, this part was really good. Like, the island and then, like, getting off the island with Abby. That was really good. I like that a lot. Okay, by the way, definitely made the right call to finish this game today as opposed to yesterday. Because if I finished it yesterday, I would have basically like ended stream like almost not right away, you know, like pretty quick. Way better that I did it today, by the way. So once again, you can say Super's right. Once again, we'll fucking add another tally to my score.